Hello guys, welcome back to this update on this Saturday afternoon. We got some very active times ahead next week and nearing Valentine's Day. Series of storms will be crossing through, and this will produce a threat for more snow and ice for people who haven't saw it yet, like New York City. I do think February will be a very snowy winter for some. And I don't think winter's over yet for the I-95 corridor. Seriously, we're really expecting some more major snowstorms. So let's get right into this pattern. So, for today, you're going to be dealing with some gusting northwest winds, not as strong, not anywhere as strong as last Wednesday, with those 50-plus mile-an-hour wind gusts. We saw some damage to trees. You did see, if you saw that video with the wind, yes, there was some damage. There was one in particular where on the road there was a split tree branch, and it was like really bad, and it split into several parts, and they were at least 3 to 4 inches in diameter. So you can just tell how bad the damage could have been with this wind. So anyways, we're gonna get into Sunday. We're gonna have a little bit of a clipper trying to dive in from the northwest, and we could see snow showers all the way down to New Jersey. We could be seeing a quick little dusting of snow. If anything, we could see a dusting of snow across northern New Jersey, maybe all the way down to our area. We'll see about that. But will there be mixing issues? We could. So I'm just going to have to see how this plays out. Clipper moves through, gives a nice little band of snow for the northeast, general 1 to 3. That moves out. Another clipper, way too warm, way too warm. Then Wednesday, we have another storm system. And listen, I believe Wednesday, I think, is going to be a little bit too warm for snow. I know the GFS may be showing a little bit of snow and ice. Yes, that is possible, but I just think it will be a little bit too warm for that. So, I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to go with the European right now, which is showing a rain bomb for New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Virginia, and snow to the north of that. Rain bomb continues, and then watch this. I am going to be a little concerned, because let's zoom into the northeast here real fast. Look at this. You see those dark reds that is showing across this front? That's that front I was watching a couple, like 1 week ago. It showed a very vigorous squall line across that same area. And look, these thunderstorms are showing up. And I'm telling you, we could have a threat of strong to severe storms on Thursday, February 6th, for Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. We could be talking damaging winds, hail, and even a few tornadoes possible. This continues, and you can see there are cells, and some of which could be discrete on Friday. And I will warn you that this is possible. We could see severe weather to the East Coast. We have to watch for Friday. With this particular type of setup, I would be a little concerned for some thunderstorms for folks in New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, Virginia, and there's a whole entire line of showers and thunderstorms extending all the way down to North Carolina. Guys, this is going to be an Ohio Valley severe weather event, potentially to the East Coast. Look at this. We have some thunderstorms surviving all the way to the East Coast. This exits out, and we're pretty much done with it. But you can just get an idea. Let's go back to the 0Z. It shows the same idea. Some severe storms are possible. I will be watching this. And this could be a trend for Friday. So after that storm comes through, with all that mixed bag precipitation, look at all these storms back in Ohio. Look at this. Let me just zoom in to the north central US. Look at all these storms brewing. I am concerned about this. Like, this is not a good look at all. Several discrete supercells possible in Illinois, Indiana. These continue into Ohio. Look how many discrete, powerful cells could be in the forecast for Thursday. This is concerning me. Okay, they weaken a little bit overnight, but then the threat shifts to the east, the northeast. You may be waking up with the heavy wintry mix across New York City and changing to rain. But then, watch this, another threat of thunderstorms. And this one could reach to New Jersey. I need to watch this really carefully. I will look at the 12Z if it comes out today, and we will determine if we could get some strong storms on Friday. Because I'm telling you, this is starting to become a trend, and this isn't looking good at all. So, really just gotta watch this really carefully, because this isn't looking very good at all. So, man, it is gonna be active. So, let's go back to the CONUS, all right? You got these really powerful storms possible in Ohio and Indiana. Man, we could be talking about a threat of that. Anyways, that goes out, and yet you have another storm. February 8th, around the Sunday time frame, we're talking about more snow, more ice, and there's a major winter storm once again. And look at this, another severe weather event for the Ohio Valley and potentially for the Northeast. Starting off as snow, and it could be severe weather. So this is just going to be a mixed bag of precipitation in my mind. I do think the European is a little bullish, but I do think there is going to be that chance for a major winter storm. And in my mind, I think we could really pick up some accumulating snow. I think it's a little bit too warm on this run. But again, you get the idea. It is going to be an extremely active time period. And then the 10th, look at this. Another winter storm. And this one delivers solid snow for New Jersey, finally. But look at this magnitude of this storm. The snow stretches all the way down to northern Texas, and the ice threat in Texas as well. But look how large this storm is. And then this tries to combine and another storm. And you just get how active this time period could really be. Wow, this is insane. So, point being here is that we are going to be seeing an extremely active time period from about this 5th to the second week of February. Relentless storms, either winter storms or even severe weather events. But this time, it's not for Texas or the Deep South. It's going to be for the Ohio Valley and potentially the Mid-Atlantic being in the supercharge of these storms. So this is going to be a very hectic time period. And I'm telling you, it is possible. It really is possible. So, man, this is just going to be wild. A really, really wild time frame. So, man, it is just going to be really something to watch out for. And, man, the severe weather threat, again, if we go back to the 8th, I will look at these discrete supercells across Illinois and Indiana, Ohio, and this could even get to the East Coast. I'm going to be watching that real carefully because there could be a potential severe weather threat with that, for sure. This is a really scary look to look at, but it is becoming a little more likely for them. So, well, I'll keep you guys updated with the SPC and everything. And if they do issue a 15% chance, do not be surprised why. Because I am seeing a dangerous severe weather threat for the Ohio River Valley and potentially for the Mid-Atlantic on Friday. Man, this is something to watch out. Moving on to the GFS. Okay, the GFS, I will say, is a lot more snowier in my opinion. The Clipper goes a lot more south, and it almost delivers a quick coating of an inch of snow all the way down to our area. Will I believe that? I don't know. But you get an idea. There's a chance of snow showers tomorrow evening. Very quickly moves out. No wind behind that, so that's the good news. Then you got this is a really different look. You got a storm developing, but this snow is all the way down to the mid-Atlantic in New Jersey, and this is just a really different look. Then you got maybe a potential little winter event for the Northeast, but it doesn't look like we would be getting that severe weather threat across Illinois and Ohio. And that's the thing that's really different about this, the positioning of it. Very stark difference. But same idea. You get another massive winter storm, and for the Jersey Shore and New Jersey, it will be tricky because you see that, like that ice is going all the way up into, northern Indiana, northern Ohio. That is going to be tricky because why do I think we're going to be seeing a mixed bag? You see that warm air advecting northward? I really don't think we're going to see a major snowstorm out of it. Yes, you could see a couple inches out of it, but I think it could potentially change over to sleet and freezing rain and then plain rain. And that's exactly what the model does. However, I could be wrong. If there is a low that develops off the coast, who knows, maybe a nor'easter. But if we take a look to the northeast right here, it is really close. Really close. From rain to heavy ice to snow, it changes over to rain, unfortunately. So, it's going to be a messy one. I have a feeling we are going to be seeing some heavy snow and ice, but it is going to change over to rain and probably not last that long. Then the wind kicks in a lot, and then you get another major snowstorm. And this one, dude, it's just snowing and raining. It's so hard to determine if it's going to be snow or rain. The most sizable snowstorm in this period that I'm seeing is near Valentine's Day. Both the Euro and the GFS is showing this, and I think the 14th could be a snowy one. Look at this major nor'easter across New Jersey. Not nor'easter, but it's a sizable snow event for them. And you got more ice back to the west in central Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, etc., etc. And then this kicks off another snow event for, let's say, Missouri, Illinois, and Kansas. And watch this. We get another major snowstorm for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. And just as you think you're done, no, you get another winter event. This is going to be a very hectic time period. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a messy one. I think for the first week of February, I think it's going to be primarily a messy mix at most. Because the first storm, I think, is going to be too warm. And the more concerned thing I would be with this storm, I think, is the severe weather potential. It's not the snow. The GFS is way too cold with it. And I think the Euro has something on board with it. With that, because you're going to have some kind of severe weather threat with that low pressure developing up to the north of that severe weather area. And I think we could really be looking at a legitimate threat for severe weather across the Ohio Valley and potentially going into the Mid-Atlantic on Friday. I will be watching that really closely for you guys because it is looking like it's looking a little bit more possible. So it's definitely something to watch out for. Otherwise, I think I would go, in this case, I would agree with the European. Yes, it is a less snowy look. However, this right here, this needs to be watched. If we're seeing this sign of several discrete supercells developing in Indiana and Ohio, this is a must to watch because in reality, this will go off to the east and maybe produce a severe weather threat in the mid-Atlantic again. Dude, this is really that type of setup where you have snow up north and a low pressure developing right behind it and you get severe weather south. Dude, this is crucial. We need to watch this because this could escalate very quickly. So, yeah, that's the pattern. And I think one of those days, we could be looking at strong storms here across the Mid-Atlantic and Ohio Valley. So that's my spiel about next Thursday and Friday. I will be watching both of those days for any severe weather. And the Euro, in fact, is showing 500 joules per kilogram of CAPE all the way to New Jersey. And even southern New Jersey gets almost 1,000 joules. So that is a big deal. And that is something to watch because the Euro, as I see it right now, is starting to become more and more consistent with that severe weather threat trying to materialize. So really, we have to watch out for this. Anyways, we're going to take a look at something a little different today, but it is going to be very important. And that is going to be the 500 millibar height. And this isn't just a 500 millibar height. Wait. What do we want to look at? Okay, this one. And let's go over to the Northern America in general. So, basically what you're seeing here, the blue is the cold air, the red is the ridge or whatever you want to call. This main blue up here is going to be your polar vortex. Right there in that color, that is your polar vortex, all right? And watch what happens. You start to get this polar vortex start to stretch back up into the Canada border. And what happens is that this ridge really starts to build in across the U.S. And what you're getting is that polar vortex to return back up north. It recedes. However, look what happens once we get into that. Wait. We have to go a little further in time. But look what starts to happen. You get this massive ridge forming up in the U.S. all the way up to Canada. And this is telling me something that there is going to be a legitimate threat of severe weather. If this happens, look at that orange. Look at that very intense orange forming across all of the U.S. And look how expansive this is. The reason why I'm watching Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, look at this orange color. Just widespread orange all across the Northeast, all across the Ohio Valley. I'm telling you, we could see temperatures on Thursday exceeding 60 degrees. And what would that mean? Severe weather is gonna be probably likely if that was to happen. And I think that is gonna happen. So, you got your polar vortex shunted all the way northward. And what's gonna happen is that this polar vortex, look at that cold blast right behind that front. And I'm concerned about severe weather. Look at that very sharp contrast right over here. And when you have that overlining is where you can get that severe weather. So that's going to happen right around the 7th. And watch this. You got a whole line of blue across the northwest. That's not your source. What you need for a major winter or nor'easter, you need a southeastern ridge, which obviously, clearly, you don't have. The warmth spreads all the way up into the East Coast and Canada, which is way too warm. And you need this ridge to completely break down and in the deep southern U.S. to stay there. What happens? The polar vortex starts to expand a little bit more. It's up here, and look what happens. Some of this energy starts to break off from it and branch, and watch this. Some of that polar vortex energy is trying to make it in to the northern part of the U.S., into the Wyoming, Montana states, and it's going to get very cold there. However, you have that pesky ridge across the southeast and east coast. That's what really diminishes your snowfall in this case. But, however, you get another massive ridge, and look at this polar vortex shaping up. When you have that overlining, bam, I think we could have a very intense gradient setting up across New Jersey, West Virginia, and all the way down to Texas. Right in this area, I think we're going to be dealing with some kind of snow chance. And you can just see how this polar vortex is starting to dip down into the northern U.S. and northeastern U.S. And where you're in that white and light orange, you're going to have that overrunning of mixed precipitation, either rain or snow, and it's going to be intense. I'm telling you, February is not over with snow. If anyone is saying, oh, February, we're not getting any snow, you're very wrong, because this weather is about to get so wild and so crazy. You're just going to be like, what the heck? So that's basically the gist of it. And just to look at radar, yeah, you just see the polar vortex just starts to break off, and you get multiple after multiple runs of potential snowstorms. It is going to be a really crazy time period to watch out for. And again, what I'm watching mainly, February 5th into the 6th, that severe weather threat that's showing up for the Ohio Valley and Indiana. Okay, guys, I think I've talked about a lot in this video, but I told you guys, this is going to be an insane month. As I said last week, we're going to be dealing with roller coaster temperatures up and down, but I think we're going to get a period of very cold air that's going to deliver our snowstorm chance by the middle of the month and the end of the month. So with that, I'll wrap it up and have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon.